Guys, it's 49th episode of Max Stats. Have you been ever told not to exercise before sleep? Have you been ever told to wake up early, or even that you cannot change your circadian rhythm and wake up at a specific time of day and just shift the clock a little bit without significant problems? There are incredible amount of lies being told to people. People don't understand that everything that is told to you is an advice. It's not a rule. You don't have to be obedient to everything you are being told. Even backed by science. Oh my god, scientific research. Because science is made out of data for a regular human population. But are you a regular human? You know? Are you just like completely normal on a bell curve, just like dead center where all the people are? No, that's impossible because we already talked about self-improvement matrix. Where all the people are is this. You need better. You need to climb higher. So essentially I can only tell you guys the story of what works to me, what I find hilarious when other people give advice, when everything can be simplified and the story can be finished. The max stat story is going to be finished by me. There's nothing else to do at some point. I would start with why. Like, why would this story ever end? It wouldn't really end. It would slow down significantly. It would be established. When something is established, it doesn't change much. It just refurbishes itself, sometimes pops its head out. The story continues, but at a much slower pace. Same goes with your health, because this is a parallel story, right? Your health story is also gonna slow down because you're gonna do all the right things. If you're doing all the right things, that's it. There's not much else to do. You, when you have enough muscles, you don't just suddenly want bigger muscles. When you run very fast, you don't suddenly want to be the fastest in the world. That is just nonsense. What you want is the story to go on, and you want to be healthy for a very long time, not to have any issues in the future, and see that everything is solving itself out. But what you have to be careful is that other people will tell their stories, or already told their stories, and something is conflicting in your head. Maybe I told you not to drink water and first add flavor to the water, and that's a conflict all of a sudden. Who knows? I got into conflict with my friend saying that cheaper foods are kind of just better than expensive foods. In other words, you can just like go that direction towards cheaper foods, find cheaper alternatives to whatever the fuck you wanna experience, and also you must peel away from the importance of food because the food can consume you and your pockets and your powers and all that shit, right? So going towards cheaper stuff is extremely helpful. Some TikToker even mentions of like losing calories is so hard when you deal with cheap foods because you get so many calories. It's like I'll take that. I'll take that too. It's not an insult. But then his conclusion was that to lose calories you have to spend more on food. It's like, okay, that you went too far. You just went too far a little bit with your logic. Last time I checked, if you want to lose calories, just don't put the extra bagel in your mouth. Crazy. That's unbelievable. Your body is capable of stopping you from eating more when you realize there's a problem. In fact, that's just how you decipher what's going on. There's a problem. This is the most important thing. Your mind to set up alert system of there's a problem, and you have to overreact when something is a problem. You have to punish yourself. If you feel like you're overeating, it probably causes problems, right? Like you have to detect that shit and note to yourself that something is a problem. And the moment you realize that something is truly a problem, it's about time to fucking solve it. NPCs, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about solving problems. I'm telling you, you don't want to stay here. You don't want to stay in the baby level, where you think it's just going to be reborn, new again, freshly baked, to live another life. You don't have to worry about nothing then. It's crazy. But other people might be able to build something way greater. And even a little bit of too much weight becomes a problem for a K-pop star. I don't know. Them Asians know how to solve problems. So maybe become Asian and all your problems will disappear. I don't know. Sounds easier sometimes. Maybe that's the advice. You have to craft your own advice. You have to follow more people who do nice things to themselves. And most importantly, you have to say to yourself that you can do it, that you're still flexible enough to fix the problems. Yeah, people are actually willing to steal shit from you. Steal. I don't know where that came from, but oh, you can't do exercise before you go to sleep. Oh, you can't eat breakfast. Oh, you have to take cold showers. And it's like, no, you won't stop me, bro. And you won't throw me in a shower for another couple of months. Because I have eyes and ears and nose. No, I don't have that. I don't even have ears. But okay, I have all the human parts in the human world. And I can tell what's going on. When it's like I'm too hot, then I start sweating. And it doesn't fucking mean that I immediately need shower. I need to go home, away from you, piece of shit, who thinks I'm smelly or whatever. In most other conditions, I don't get sweaty if I don't get hot. And then there's no odors unless you are hot. All right? Like hot makes things so uncomfortable. I'm almost surprised that people are highly populated around hot environments. Like what's going on there? Or maybe those are just NPCs and they found something. See, the funny thing is, that's the most dangerous thing. The NPCs are gonna steal life from you, and they will give you terrible advice. This is how you lose the game. You listen to the NPC advice. You listen. You can't even listen to doctors' advice. You can't even listen to dentist advice. You can't even listen to any experts that you just casually find that gets paid money and has been around for a long time and nobody elected the bastard. Bro just decided to become a doctor, a dentist, or an expert. Bro just decided and sits in the office and gets paid for it. Well, you just like an NPC, like I summon a bigger NPC. Then 50-50, bro. It's a 50-50. Like, America is so honest that it corrupted the healthcare system, basically telling you that you're probably not going to be insured in any way, and you're not going to be healed in any way. You have to take care of that shit yourself, and you have to be very careful, okay? That's the normal. Being careful is the normal. It's not something that slows you down. It's not something that will destroy your life. Being normal is the thing you're supposed to go for in life. Seeking normal is the meaning of life. Just existing and making sure that it's normal, because you obtain concepts in life, slowly obtain, they come accumulating in your mind. It's like, I can do this, and I can do this, and I can start doing this, and this is going to happen in the future. But you have to normalize everything that comes after you. Everything that happens, you have to normalize. You have to shut down the bad things, and you have to amplify the good things. Normalizing, that's how you live life. There's nothing else to do. There's nothing better to do. To me, going to a doctor, that's not normal. I don't even have a reason. Like, where do I find a reason? I will never find it. I forgot how to be sick, I guess. I don't know. And I forgot to be sick longer than 3 days. And I forgot that doctors, and I completely remember doctors not giving you anything good, just medication. And it's like, none of these things I need. I don't need none of these things. I don't need to go extra mile just to take a fucking pill from someone that I don't trust. Like, excuse me, but none of these things are working. See, there are high NPCs where you have to put extra effort to get extra placebo effects. You like you're churning the wheels like a hamster, chasing after a solution that someone else supposedly has. That is the path of NPC. You almost like you can even travel the country for specific fucking seance of like exercise your demons in some church, basically. You have even like higher level NPC. You have divine fucking belief that you have 20 demons and you have to exercise all of them. Like, for fuck's sake, you can level up this path to insanity and you will not be healed and you will not get good advice. You're just gonna get a solution that will shut you up. Shut up, loser. That's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get shut up, loser moment. Because following a path of NPC, you are a fucking loser. You're never gonna be famous. You're never gonna be celebrity. You're never gonna be morally righteous to tell people what to do. You do nothing in life, bro. You will get shut up, loser moment, and you will be happy. Crazy. But you can't take this. You can't take the if you want maximum stats, you can't take this shit anymore. Shut up, loser. Here's your pill. Here's your vaccine. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up, loser. You talking about vaccine? Shut up, loser. Banned on the internet. Get banned, bitch. That's what you get, bro. That's what's happening in the world. You don't understand? Oh, you're lonely. You need to buy a kitty. Shut up, loser. Buy a kitty. You're lonely? Buy a doggy. And scoop the poopies. Shut up, loser. Oh, you want to attract women? Buy a car. Go to work. Shut up, loser. Get out of my way, loser. That's what's happening. This is where you're being just dragged like a fucking clown. The shut up, loser lifestyle is all around us. We see it all the time. We talk about it every day. There's no escaping that. Except kind of there is, you gotta squeeze through some cracks here and there, and appreciate the possibility of going sideways. Going Asian, bro. Going sideways into Ian's ass. Yes. Oh yeah. The world does get a little bit darker when you realize that it's not saying anything interesting to you. It's just trying to shut you up and just move along. Like, you're not that important. And well, I can still act as an NPC. No one's gonna identify me too badly. People who gonna identify will try and punish me, basically. It's just like, keep going your path. Just keep improving your path, weirdo. So I've been blocked off 3 times already. But again, everything is intuitive. And the first intuitive thing is that I don't want to shut up. I don't want to go to work whenever someone prescribes work to me. I want to do profitable things where everyone's happy. But where do we start building businesses and finding workplaces and talking to each other about that shit? How can we improve things and expand things and build more things and build things more efficiently and share profits and be happy and still be friendly with each other, instead of I am CEO and I own billions of dollars because other people are working for me? Yes, there's an NPC path, there's like a diva path. Me, you have to take care of yourself. So maybe it's worth to, in order to crush all the advice, to tell you guys about the godlike path, essentially. Right? What would a god do? I think just by saying what would a god do, you can improve yourself by accident. You know, because these other people exist, but God would do something better than those guys. The only sad reality is that you can always project godhood. See, you have to look at yourself as like a um, combination of all your values, all your mistakes, all the things that you've done, all the things that you remember, every person that you're connected to, everything you admire, and you're planning to do and you're wishing to do, and everything you're capable of, blah blah blah. This combination of things is gonna put you in a certain category where you feel the most comfortable. The God category is obviously in a almost a perfect flow state. But now that you're in a perfect flow state, you have to start amplifying. The path of God is quite tricky. Anyways, so Diva is better than NPC path. And by the way, it's probably personal already. Uh, like by going next level, trying to talk about the next level path. There's 4 levels again of paths. Uh, it might have a different name in your dictionary, but I'll take diva for me. I'll take people who are celebrities who don't have to work as hard and just get everything they want. They can do whatever they want. They have way too much money and way too many people working for them. So, they can feel quite unstoppable, but their wish list is kind of shallow. And in reality, they're like torn by a lot of fears. They're not really social creatures, they're just doing their own thing. And they feel like they have sold their souls to something. So they can't stop. They can't they can't change their ways. They're always gonna sell you something. They're always gonna be inventing Facebook number 3 and buying up the new stocks. They're always just business oriented, just like a billionaire. You can't stop. Mr. Beast can't stop gaining subscribers. The diva path. He's still stuck on a diva path. By all means, that's what it is. Maybe I call the third path like a simple path. It's like Simpsons font, bro. But you're not gonna find it in the Simpsons family. You're gonna find it in the entire town, alright? If you combine all their power levels together, all the NPC power level of town level, you will find the path of simplicity. Or let's say whoever is the biggest winner in Simpsons probably is following the simple path. As it doesn't seem to be like demeaning in any way. And yes, it does. And it's like, if that's the third path, how do we get to God path all of a sudden from simple? How do we get from something that's still kind of mean into something that's just like the grandiest thing of all time? Why would that be the case? Well, simplicity is very close to perfection. When you reach perfection, now you can feel as good as you want to feel. Nothing will stop you. But simplicity is, you better keep things simple because you'll get in trouble. That's the minimalism thing. That's where he's trying to go to. Diabella. That's the reason why he's max statting on me as well. That's the reason why I still want to like reference the shower video. I put habits into ultimate test. He put habits that NPCs do into an ultimate test. Alright, trying to get rid of his phone. That's not a good idea. Trying to stay away from social media in general, it's not a good idea. And it's like, you should know that you're a fucking YouTuber. Quitting sugar, not a good idea. Counting every calorie, that's pathetic. Quitting caffeine, you should be able to do that. Because why would you drink caffeine? It's disgusting. Fasting, get out of here, dude. Get out of here, dude. That's the most outrageous thing. I constantly get hungry. Like, I don't ever want to like stop the cycle of eating. And when I know that I don't have enough food in my fridge, that's the most devastating feeling of all time. Never do that to yourself. Fucking hell, dude. Fucking hell. This is just like breathing. You don't want to stop breathing, and you're gonna get in a very uncomfortable spot. Minimalism. She tried. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Meditated. Doesn't know what the fuck meditation is. I don't know what meditation is. So we can't do it if we don't know what it is. It has to first come to mind of like what it's supposed to do, what problem meditation is solving. Its very best meditation is where you take the time to appreciate things. You know, you can be alone, you can just breathe and feel good even though you're doing nothing. That's sort of the appreciation state you can conjure in meditation. I think that would work. Track my mood, the degeneracy, absolutely. Tracking things kind of is interesting, but I never look back. It's impossible to look back. I post my video and I keep going. People don't want to click on my video. I complain, but I keep going. I keep going. What am I supposed to do? I have a path to follow, and for a long time I have been simple. But people keep telling me that I'm not simple, that I'm weird. And it's like, okay, you know that the next thing, if I'm simple and still weird and still not good enough for these people, you know that the next thing is me being God. You know, just being unstoppable. No NPC can stand in my way unless they have been elected to do so. You know, you don't understand what people are asking me to do. I'm just being social. I'm just on social media. They want more though. And unfortunately, I don't naturally gain the ability to be more because all they do is send me demands but not resources. See how it goes? When this is what's happening, when they just demand and push you around, you will level up. This is the natural moment you will change your path into something way more powerful. But when you are God, that's it. The game is over. No one can stop you anymore. You can't improve your path. No one will stand in your way. No barricade can be placed anymore. There's just simply not enough people to place barricades. Especially when 99% of them get banned. Yes, they get shut up NPC moment. You know? Most of the people get wiped off the screen, never to be seen again. God Path makes sure of that. If I can't deal with people around me, I go to a place where people don't exist. I essentially eradicated people out of my life. That's what God's Path does. Make sure that if I'm too stressed out, I will just move a little bit, step by step, peel myself off from all the people surrounding me. I don't need that shit anymore, blah, blah, blah. God Path is sending me dreams over and over again about just me being in a whole different location where I feel comfortable. I'm almost like living life there every single time I go to sleep. I live somewhere else already. I'm already dreaming my God Path. I'm already dreaming that I just peeled off from just a bunch of people. You must understand how serious that is. Where I'm trying to be simple, but it is just not working out. And the moment I start attracting people, or women, rather, that I can dump, because I just want to, like, dump this chapter, and women are going to be like, whoa, are you destroying yourself? Because that's where I come in, Like, women come in when you're in a self-destructive phase. But what they don't know is whether I am stabilizing, I'm destroying myself because I just can't take it anymore, and I need help, or I'm just destroying my past self because there's no reason to look back into my past self and admire it anymore. It's time to destroy it, right? So the women would be confused of like, but what? You breaking up with me? Yes, that's the whole point. I want you to have it, to have the thing that I'm about to destroy. So we never forget about that moment when you saw me and you didn't see me ever again. Because fuck yeah, I'm better than that. Do you understand how much power I have just like understanding life in general? That's incredible, dude. That's incredible. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Oh, you pieces of shit. I just want people to be honest of like why they don't care at least. Like, that would be nice. Something. The internet is such a nice place. It does all the right things. But if people can't explain why they don't care about slightly lower quality stuff that has slightly higher quality insights, which understandably is controversial, but people have to be so closed-minded and fake. People on the internet have to be fake. People on the internet have to be at least 100% divas and nothing else. They haven't tried the next thing of trying to be simple. Trying to just be simple enough to just like conversation on the internet shouldn't be like, oh, looking up down upon all the NPCs and being like, wow, you're the lucky person I will talk to today, and I will reply to you with one word. Congratulations. That shouldn't be the case. We should be able to talk like human beings with each other, and like we should be able to be simple with each other. Even if it doesn't seem that it's gonna last very long or it's sustainable, but you must be able to achieve that to escape the diva thing, where you people don't deserve my attention. Now again, it's even worse with NPCs because you get the shut up loser treatment. They just treat you as a loser. Like, hey dude, just drink, just get a tattoo, shut up loser. There's nothing in life worth chasing. Just do whatever. It doesn't matter. Just shut up loser. So yeah, being a doctor and being an engineer is just slightly above NPC level. It's not that crazy, even when people can't even explain what it is. Hmm? So people might be surprised how many people are capable of being doctors and engineers when you just define it properly. engineer can fix your PC when it doesn't work. Just like reinstall your Windows. That's an engineer. Because it made your technical thing work again. That's cool, dude. And what's that? Doctor makes you healthy. Doctor makes you calm down and heal faster than normal, and just gives you the right advice to just go to sleep. So doctor is a person who just gives you a bedtime story, baby. You know, because if I pull out medication, I'm not a doctor anymore. I'm a fucking degenerate. If I pull out candy, however, out of my pocket, I might be a doctor soon. The world is weird. The world is constantly lying to you. The world constantly makes you unhappy because it takes away your freedoms and tries to shut you up and tries to treat you like trash. What is nice to know is that a lot of people have put a lot of effort, a lot of good people made a lot of effort to make the world simple. At least, like, you can find this path. And when I was dealing with my new to be exes, like, they kind of pushed me into that mindset. So it is important to see your self-destruction. You will find what you're actually capable of. Or maybe you're not capable of whatever the next step is. I think I can handle it. But I think I'm gonna shake the world a little bit when that happens. Am I really supposed to take a fourth path? Like, that makes no sense. You know, like, I see the vision of being the next Mr. Beast thing, but the next Mr. Beast is here. Not not here anywhere. That would be crazy. So, I don't know. It is still technically a choice. Technically a strong feeling of what you have to do next. That people might understand and not ignore me. Recognize me as something incredibly important for them to have. Like, built upon or attached to what I'm doing. And perhaps my relationships are going to be very different in this one, as I destroy the foundation of a simple path. I don't know, maybe I'll follow the simple path. I kind of was intending to do that. Let's continue robbing you, basically. I walk 10,000 steps for Oh, God. God help us all, man. You try all these different things, and in the end, it's like, oh, I guess it didn't work. It will have some impact to you. It will build, like, a feeling, technically, that you can lean on. When going to extremes, you can map out what life has to offer. You can build it in your brain. It's not useless. It's definitely funny, because you're definitely not gonna do half of that. Again, I've looked into this, but we have went so far. Everything looks different now. Except journaled every day, because I do that. You write down your thoughts, right? Like, I've learned this. I accumulate thoughts, and here I am presenting you this revelation that you probably don't want to feel like you being told to shut up as an advice, but like a sugar-coated advice. They're never gonna do that. You have to unpack it. That's what you have to do. You have to spend time unpacking. Is what you have been told makes any sense? You still have to try it, and if it just happens naturally that you want to do it, there's probably no reason to listen to the advice. Unfortunately, you have to let nature take its course. Unless it's addictive substances, then just, you know what to do. See, like, I can talk the simple language of, like, you technically know what to do, and I haven't needed to make a single video, technically. I could just make 5-minute segments of just reminding you that life can be simple. It's not simple. Life is not simple. It can be, but life is not simple. What life is godlike. And when you tap into that, life is not simple ever. Ever, never. Being godlike or following the path of God is like being celebrity every day, every fucking hour. That's the mindset that you just have all the time because you constantly want to improve yourself. You fake it until you make it, but it's happening so often. So often you succeed. The godlike things that you do, it will constantly change everything and accumulate everything, and just like your life, it becomes a mess on purpose because there's there's other people to create order around you. You don't have to worry about a thing. You're just living your life, and other people fix the potholes basically on your path simply out of respect. You know, they don't want to get in the way. They don't want you to feel bad. You're like the coolest kid in town. Again, tapping into this energy, can you make these presentations? Or do you need a scripty script? Oh, diva bitch. I need a script to do my thing. Oh, I need a script to watch this video. You're not gonna sell me this video. They're just like diva NPCs. Crazy. Oh, what's a diva NPC? That's just their role playing. You know, they're pretending to be bigger than themselves, and they think that's enough to surprise me. Surprise! I'm very demanding. Shut up, NPC. You're in my comment section. You haven't uploaded a video. I know who you are. The best advice is to be active and to just do nice things that other people do that you admire. The advice is never to skip breakfast, because that shouldn't be on your mind. On your mind should be, if I'm hungry, I eat food. And I eat just a little bit of extra so I don't get hungry too fast. And maybe I have a snack next to me so I don't have to go ravage through my fridge anytime I feel something. You know, just you have a snack prepared. You gotta be ready for any problem that accumulates in your life to fix it. Now, with max stats, like, the problems are not gonna occur until I live life. And then sometimes I will, accumulate a problem and I'll fix it. But the max stats episode, they have to end at some point. I absolutely love the idea that it was taking us this long. It has simplified itself. It has made itself very clear. Everything is so good about it. And it can break through all the misconceptions that you have about life, because even though life is simple, you're not one of those guys anymore. Like, you understand that. That's the whole point. You potentially even understand the division between them. And maybe it just happens. Maybe that's what political division is. Where we role playing as divas because we want to, like, upgrade ourselves for free, but we're also, like, very nasty to each other. This political left. Just leave. Leave. You don't have to be like this. You can transform, but people take it to extremes, and we can go back to the roots and fight wars until we resolve everything. So at least the lowest of the low are still happy and taken care of, and they're still spawning, basically, the conservative versus that. That's kind of interesting. I've never seen it that way. I've seen lefties to be like lower class people, but it's people who dare to be more. And these people are okay to being less as long as they're going to be happy. It's very interesting. So yeah, having less as long as it's happy, it's conservatism in the word itself. I think we just found something really weird by accident. But because we found that, it made things even more simple. Here we go again. How simple can things get? You keep working on things and just you find insights that make things simple. And the moment max stats are so oversimplified, that's where it ends. You have to just celebrate the ending of it all. You can feel it, right? Like we're naturally going there. Why would this be almost like a last episode of me talking about people stealing shit from you and giving you wrong advice? Well, some people will watch these videos backwards. There's a reason to watch everything backwards because I'm a different person in the end of the series. I have to project that value. I have improved. I am maximum. I have stretched in all the directions. So yeah, even when you do exercise, everyone's gonna give you wrong advice. You can exercise at home right now, right as I speak. If you're sitting down, you can stand up. If you're standing up, you can pose appropriately. If you're already in some kind of pose, you can stretch yourself even more. If you already stretched yourself out, you can make fast movements or even like power pose, where you're putting maximum tension on something, and so on. Whatever you do, you can escalate just a little bit. You can find the next level until you max out, because there is no next level. The only next level is just doing more of that thing, but why would you do it? The end. The end. There might not be a reason to do it, but if you find a reason to do it, that's great. You know, if you find it to be a part of a problem to be solved, you need more exercise, you need more healthy food, you need more outdoors time, you need more friends and social interactions, blah, blah, blah. Whatever you need, truly think you need, now you have to add more time to it. Reaching max is not that difficult. You just build a pyramid that reaches the max. But when you truly need it, now you have to expand on it. Now you have to really tap into the maximum. But the first thing to do is kind of stretch yourself out and figure out what you need, and only then pursue that thing. The first thing to do is to bring awareness to everything that's possible. But the craziest thing is happening right now. I have some of this shit. It's a German roach and it's pretty invasive. Like, it's hard to tell, guys, what's exactly running around. But this definitely is nasty. What I'm suspecting is that they're venting, bro. They're venting from a neighbor's place. That I have nothing to do with this. Because for a very long time, that was just not the case, right? We're fairly clean enough for this shit to never happen to us. And you know, it just reminds me of that one very important thing of nature will make sure that you suffer. Whatever your mindset in life is, nature will make you suffer. And the good people will block all your suffering back onto you, because good people don't need your fucking suffering, okay? They need the good stuff from you. So we can talk about the good stuff. I don't need this. I'm gonna block that shit. You can have it if you want. I'm suspecting that this came from somewhere else, you know? It just didn't fly through the window and has crawled through vents. Yeah, I'm dealing with that shit right now, guys. It's not funny. But it's beautiful when it's a reminder of, like, but they get to be eaten alive. They get to suffer. I'll just fix whatever is broken and move on with my life. When you are evil, you will find your match. Every billionaire Mario meets their Luigi, you know? Yeah, this is the most basic principle. Evil destroys itself, while the good gets to actually live a life.
Your macros are in order, and then you get like 2 full work days in, because you're like, well, my first work day starts at 5, and then my second work day starts at 5, and that way I get 2 8-hour days and I get everything done. Like, I'm not that guy. I'm not even the guy doing it. But
Bro is yapping for 5 minutes about the simple lifestyle. So if you want more of that, you can look at him. But I'm already, attacking his opinions, so he must be a little bit too simple for me. He explains my lifestyle, but simple is not good enough to experience really cool shit. I also do think that simple lifestyle can be disrupted constantly. Cold showers, degeneracy, unless you're hot. If you're hot, cold showers are good. If you're not hot, they're bad. Crazy, I know. Yoga, huh? Wow, mobility training, guys. Basically, 3 types of exercise plus steps. I have nothing against exercise, but you can do it right now as much as you need. Plus, as much as you can afford. I timed everything. This one is the most interesting one, I guess. Because I do that. But at the same time, it could be a problem. Like, you could find something that takes a long time to do, so you just have to practice more to do it just a little bit faster. Even using a microwave can be a skill. The most important thing is not timing things, but making sure you get the best quality of whatever you're doing. Or you want to amplify quantity and quality of whatever.
Researchers that I'm sure you've already heard of explains that our circadian rhythms are largely determined by genetics, not willpower.
It's willpower with extra steps, guys. You can still become a night owl if you want to. At this point, I imagine genetics is just a wish list. Well, I am sort of comfortable with dreams, but getting lucid is a whole nother level. I almost feel like you're gonna disrupt the dream when you become lucid. Because to become lucid, you have to want something really much. And probably gonna want the bad thing to destroy the dream. Like, what are you gonna do? Fly around? Start telling everyone around you that they're in a dream or something? Like, I twacked my sleep. So just a reminder that all of these are extremes. And you might miss the point entirely if you just dismiss it as, it doesn't work. It can become an excuse to not do any of it. No 10% of it, even. Exercising to control your well-being, your health. Journaling to just output your thoughts. And obviously, sometimes you want to know what is the next thing you want to do, instead of just reminding yourself. Quit all your addictions. And just, again, Avoid stupid advice from people who don't know better. Let's put these things to the test. Let's not forget that thing that everyone wants to steal from you. They are allowed to steal porn from you, unfortunately. But they should not steal more than that. No one has the right to touch your fantasy world and mess it up.
James Clear teaches how a 1% change every day makes you 37 times better by the end of the year. But I do not
Damn, this is a good
want you to
video.
make some huge,
I have no problems with it, guys.
monumental change all at once.
That is a big problem.
I tell my clients to that make your life easier over time instead of harder. So, to your boss, or a cashier, or wait staff every day. Another small change.
Yeah, whatever. Did I talk about it? It's like there's the anxiety, depression, maybe neurosis, maybe paranoia. I need to think about this stuff, what I'm about to craft. Because the best advice to give is that you will have to solve your own problems. The best you can get is kind of a blueprint of where to start, like detecting mental illness or mental downfalls in your life and picking that shit up. Anxiety is where you pushing yourself too hard. Depression is where you don't find things interesting anymore. Neurosis is where you hate everyone around you, I think. And paranoia is that things are gonna fall apart even if you try to go through with it, or that you have to do extra things that you don't want to do, and you just tend to cave in and destroy things by abandoning them. I think those are the basics, but yeah, neurosis is like hatred that just comes out. You bottle in enough hatred and it just pops out. I almost dared to activate people's neuroses just to see if they're gonna be violent or not. Like, they're not supposed to. Yeah, in these cases, in most cases, things gotta die. Mental illness is just one of those things that's supposed to kill things, not to make things come to life. Sometimes you have to kill your fear, but most of the time you just gotta just let it go. You have to slow down, find things more interesting by force, and punch yourself in the face for not finding interesting things. Let people collect their grudge points, and then you know, move on with your life. You just burn it all to the ground. And whenever there's conflict, finally you get to fucking lash out. You have to, like, structure your life in a way that you packed your fireworks for every single person individually. You're not gonna forget. No amount of abuse is gonna be forgotten. You're gonna be able to strike back. You have to coddle yourself to the idea that there's so many important things to do is one of those. Don't let 5 seconds of your life ruin the rest of the day. Moments. But you can see how this needs to be simplified first before it gets mastered. So I'm living in a simplification lifestyle for a very long time now. And then there's paranoia. Now, again, if you notice, these things can just be conjured into your life. The moment you're doing something uncomfortable, it will cause mental illness. This is why it's a natural thing to just kill off things you don't like. Now, advice is not going to save your life. Advice is not going to rebuild a house that got burned down. Advice can only make you take less risks and protect yourself better. And maybe going to push you towards a very important change in your life. But it's not going to beat up every abuser in the world just because you have taken one advice. They're still there. But your mental illness, you must understand, is technically a magnet to more evil things happening in your life. So it's a good place to start. It's a good blueprint for every problem ever. Yeah, neurosis would tell you to like hate whatever imperfection you're doing. There's a lot of neurotic people running around in the comment section, flexing how neurotic they are and how they want a better thing out of me. The moment you are demanding better things out of other people, they better be evil, you know? They better be evil. But yeah, the most biggest mental illness to assume that other people around you are evil enough so you can control them and annoy them. It's the biggest delusion that people support your evil. Yeah, that's why I said in one of the videos, like, are you bored or stupid? Mm. Are you depressed or stupid? Probably stupid. Are you anxious or Sonic the Hedgehog? You know? Probably just anxious. And eventually, the most important thing in the end of fighting all these emotions that, you know, is you still take damage. Whatever you do still damages you. You're supposed to challenge yourself in life. Eventually, get to the sleep. You know, you can put this thing down. Put all these emotions down, and you can heal from all this noise. Yes, it's color-coded. It's in the same arrangement as everything else. Blue, green, and purple. If someone try to sneak in bad advice to you, let me know in the comments. It is a very interesting topic. People say a lot of shit without consideration. You know, people push each other around, even though it's not necessarily always applicable. And especially on the internet, you should never feel that your advice is gonna change someone's life, or it's important to follow your specific advice. Everyone's lives are radically different, and if you can't meet a person in person, then the best thing you can do is just talk about what helps you. Yeah, evil is very scared of mentally sound individuals, because evil understands, oh, these people cannot be broken, cannot be fought against easily. He will get stronger and stronger way too fast. I gotta finish this nonsense. You can intimidate people just by the level of growth you achieve with the max stats. But most importantly, you have to intimidate yourself that you did such a good job. You have to notice small improvements, just like in the video, because when you fully analyze where the improvement comes from and how you manifest it, you can keep doing it. Like, the best habit to have is the small improvement habit. Thank you for watching. It's over.